States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Ms. Dietz, can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Bova?
Here.
Mr. Dick?
Here.
Mrs. Farrelly? Mrs. Freeman?
Here.
Mrs. Galia?
Here.
Mrs. Petrosky?
Here.
Mr. Rulo?
Here.
Mayor Stevic? Here. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to announce that council had an executive session at 6 p.m. to discuss personnel matters. And we're going to skip ahead, Chief. Are we going to do the officer now? Thank you.
We have a new officer, Anthony Pizzuti.
Doozy.
Pizzuti, thank you. Formerly from traffic. Am I correct? I solemnly swear that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, as I perform my duties as police officer for the Borough of Pitcairn with fidelity. So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome again.
Congratulations. Welcome.
Good luck.
Is there a new chief?
Sure.
It's okay, man, 364 and a half days. Sorry. Dan, I was just talking about it.
All right, we have a motion to approve minutes from January 27th, 2020 Borough Council combined meeting.
I'll make that.
Second.
All right, the motion's been made and seconded. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. We have no citizen comments this evening, so we will move on to the mayor's report.
She cuts
Oh.
it out. Take care of it.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I was scratched off. Okay.
Hi, so my name's Lorraine and I'm from the Pitcairn Library. And the police chief asked me to come tonight just to mention that he's gonna be down there next Wednesday, February 19th at 6 p.m. Just kind of, he's gonna just come talk about his job, what it is to be a police officer. So we just wanna invite all you guys to come and you can invite everyone else to come and we'll be there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mayor Betsy Stevic.
I don't have my report till next week, but Mr. Bogue will be reading the resignation of Officer Morency. He's been with us 18 years. He did have a little break in service, but he's taken a position at UPMC McKeesport, and his last day was Friday night, Saturday morning. So we're sorry to see him go. We're always sorry to lose a full-timer. Thank you.
Thank you, and our best wishes to Officer Morency as he moves on. All right, on to personnel. I'd just like to announce that Pitcairn Borough was awarded Banner Community Designation by the Allegheny County League of Municipalities. And this last year was our first year to receive this honor, and it's because of our intergovernmental cooperation, fiscal management, professional development, and engagement of community stakeholders. So, it's another great award to be given to us, and I would like to thank Annette, because I know a lot of this is because of the hard work that she does here in the borough office, so thank you, Annette. I would like to make a motion to accept John Prushnow's letter of resignation effective March 1st.
I want to make that.
Okay, the motion has been made and seconded. Any questions?
Why is he leaving us? That's the question. John.
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate everything that the borough has done so far. I've been here about a year and a half. I had took this position that I was going to be a great job. It is a good job. The borough's good. It's fun to work here. Just to the point where my age, and I decided to want to spend time with my grandkids, and just I'm done. So.
There you have it.
That's all right.
I'm done.
All right, right, so the motion has been made, seconded, and explained. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And I would just like to say, John certainly, as most of you know, was here a council member for many, many years. If you attended any function in town, John and his buns were there. So thank you for that. And we certainly will miss having you a part of our
Thank you,
borough
John.
family.
The bread thing, I
The
get it.
bread, that was it. All right, thanks, John.
Just creepy there for a minute. Yeah, I know.
All right, we need a delegate and an alternate for the MRM Property and Liability Trust. Annette, could you just briefly explain what that is to us?
Your property and liability insurances are through MRM, which is a trust. So you need to appoint a delegate and alternate, and you can vote at their meeting at Seven Springs if you attend, or by proxy if you can't make the appointment.
I'll do it.
Kevin?
I think me and Dawn did it
We
last
did
year.
last year, yeah. That sounds good. That's it. All right, so I make a motion to, I guess I can't make a motion.
You made the last one.
Okay.
You're on a roll. You've
Thank you, Mike.
been doing it since you started this job.
Just look at, this gives you the throw.
So I'll make a motion to appoint Kevin Dick as delegate and Donna Gailey as alternate of the MRM Property Liability Trust.
I'll second it.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving on to streets, Mr. Kevin Dick.
People's Gas will be replacing the gas line on 2nd Street in the next couple of weeks. I actually heard they're gonna do like 2 or 3 streets, a lot of the lower half of Pickard, so. That's getting done. Motion to approve supplemental proposal for Garvin Power Bike Co. for geotechnical design services for Hillside Avenue landslide in an amount of $49,550 from Capital Projects Fund.
Second.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. Any questions? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to authorize the engineer to draw up specs, advertise for bids for sewer line replacement at Wall Avenue East.
I'll second that. Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. Any questions?
And then I have one.
Yes.
Is this an emergency thing? Is this something we're gonna rush pretty good? I mean, is it?
Sewer, yes.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
okay.
a collapsed pipe. And both Jim and Dawn feel it will come in above the bidding threshold for just telephonic bids. So you would have to advertise and get formal quotes.
Well, if it's an emergency, do we have to wait?
If your engineer declares an emergency that he can't wait for bidding, then you can do it without bidding.
Okay. We can
Jim,
talk it.
Jim and his crew cannot do it. It's-
Okay, yeah. So we should just make the motion, then if it's an emergency, we can just roll it quick.
If the engineer deems it to be an emergency, then it can be done without bidding, but otherwise, then you need to bid.
Okay.
So the motion could be if the engineer declares an emergency to move ahead without bidding. Otherwise, to bid.
What Mike said, Dawn.
Okay, are we seconded? All right, so the motion has been made and seconded. Any other questions? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion to advertise for full-time employment for the street department. And that doesn't mean we're hiring right now, I just want to get some applications in, just in case we do need to hire at some point here.
I'll second that.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And that's all I got, and the only other thing I have is, John, congratulations on your retirement.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks for everything you did for the town.
Thanks, Kevin. All right, on to Parks and Recreation, Deb Freeman.
Okay, the first thing I want to do is thank the workers for getting those parks up outside. We have a beautiful building and we want to show it off. Just to explain, in the building fund, there is budget for decorations, and we're in the first year of the building, so understand that as we do the decorations, they're saved until next year. with the exceptions of our pumpkins, which will do that. I think that I've had a lot of people mention the building, say how nice it looks, and the next one we'll look at is spring, but the deck will definitely have red, white, and blue through Memorial Day, through Labor Day here. Just want to say that. And then also the Pitcairn Women's Club has offered to make a donation to our Sugar Camp restrooms to purchase 2 adult changing tables. As we know, there's not even baby changing tables there. So going with the adult makes our park more handicap accessible, and also then we have the baby changing tables as well, because they can be used for both. So I would like to make a motion to accept the donation from Pitcairn Women's Club.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. Any questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. I got a little carried away on that, sorry. Do you have anything else?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on to Finance and Economic Development, Lisa Petrowski.
You guys know this, it's very familiar. I'd like to make a motion to pay the bills as presented.
I'll second that motion.
All right, the motion's been made and seconded. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I'd also like to take a minute to thank the Pitt students that came here for the Martin Luther King Day of Service. I forgot to mention them last meeting, so I wanted to make sure I made a mention of them. We had about 35 students that came down. They were split up amongst Pitcairn. Some of them went to the library and helped catalog books. Some of them went to the property that they just purchased on Highland to paint. And the rest of them went over to the food pantry to help sort and organize and paint. So they're a great help to us. It's a great resource. We will actually be able to apply to have them come back in March again if we would like. So I look forward to working with them again. They're a great group of kids. That's it. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Lisa. All right, Health and Welfare, Mr. Jim Rollo.
I'd like to make a motion to approve participation again in the Great American Cleanup. We'd like to make it on Saturday, April the 25th, and have 2 locations, one down at the Fire Hall and one up on 6th Street, where we've had them in the past.
I'll second that.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And Jim, can I just add that we talked about Sugar Camp. I know they've been out there in the past, but the last few years they've gotten less and less people using the ones in Sugar Camp, and last year there was nobody. So we went down to the 2 locations this year.
Even last year down here, it was like, we had one sitting completely empty, so I don't know if we really want to, I'm not sure how many we ordered last year, but there was,
Normally you get 6, do you want 6?
I don't think you need it. Yeah, I'd cut it to 4.
2 at 2 locations.
Yeah, 2 and 2. Just
2 and 2, yeah. I
2
think
and
that's
2?
good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because the one, like she said, the ones at Sugar Camp, there was nothing in them, and then we had one empty down here, the one up, I think both on the hill were full.
It was about 1.5 full, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that
I'm
makes sense.
hoping that if we work with Kevin Dick, the fire chief, to get people, actually I talked with Patty Kimmer. She had put an article in the paper about people cleaning up their porches so that the firemen have more accessibility to get in should there be a fire. So we were going to try to maybe push that with residents by the firemen going around and knocking on doors and reminding people that they need to clean up their porches and not pack their furniture and so on there. So God forbid there be a fire, they have immediate accessibility. So I wouldn't go less than 2. Hopefully they would film and listen to our warnings.
Well, I think we're all in agreement. We'll do 2 down here and 2 on the hill. That'll be good. All right, thank you.
I'd also like to mention that the Tri-Cog Land Bank purchased 590 4th Street for rehab through the land bank. And also, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Tri-County Cog Land Bank's attempt to acquire 808 Britton Avenue.
Second that.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. Any questions?
And then, can you explain how it works?
You already approved to submit this.
Well, I understand, I mean, just the people in the audience,
Oh, okay.
what the cog actually does.
The land bank chooses, they have a board, and they choose properties of all of their members that they feel will be able to be remodeled and recouped, back on the tax rolls. Hopefully to sell them to a new owner and they become, a viable property again. So council already approved to submit 808, and then it goes before the voting board. And they decided they liked it, just like they liked 594. So the next step is they're going to try to acquire it, but they need council to formally give them permission to do that. If they're able to acquire it, then they will take care of it. So that's.
Did they ever give you a turnaround time, how long it takes to do these properties?
No, with 594th, they're going to start with landscaping. They're going to bid that out, the landscaping. No, I mean, sometimes they get stalled in sheriff sales, which the 736-7 right now is in that process. So sometimes it goes very smoothly, Kevin, and sometimes it takes longer.
Thank you.
That's it?
Did we vote?
No, we're gonna do that now.
Go on.
All right, the motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, thanks, Jim. All right, Mrs. Farrelly is not here, and it looks like there's nothing under electric, so we'll move on to public safety. Mr. Bobo.
Thanks. I'd like to make a motion to adopt the 2020 Emergency Operations Plan for submittal to Allegheny County.
Second.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. Any questions?
We're going to have a brief description from
Brief.
Chief. As long as you want. Chief
Okay.
Farrelly. As long as you want.
The EOP plan is something we must submit every 2 years. We have what's called hazard mitigation plan. Mrs. Dietz and I will be attending this week. It's, like I said, it's done every 2 years. It has all the emergency support functions. It tells us a guideline, what we can do and what we can't do. And in order to get funding, if you get any type of disaster, you have to have the HMP and the EOP in place. So this is why we're bringing this up tonight. That's in a minute.
Very nice work.
Nice work, Chief.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, I would like to make a motion to accept the resignation of Police Officer Michael Morency.
I'll second.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. Any questions?
Mayor pointed out, Officer Morency is with us for 18 years.
Yeah.
He spent a couple of years as the student resource officer up at the middle school. He did very nice work here. He's moved on to greener pastures, so we wish him the best.
Okay. All in favor?
There's greener pastures.
Yeah. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
All right, last meeting, back on the 27th, we agreed to sell our old police car, the 2011 Crown Vic. And since then, it's come to our attention that its condition was worse than we thought in terms of its usability by the fire company. But we did get an offer from the used car folks that we were buying our new used car from. So I think we have to rescind the motion from the 27th so that we could then make a motion to trade in that car on the new car. Any questions about that?
So Jack, we were giving it to the fire hall? Is that what we were talking
That was
about?
all.
We was gonna do municipal bid.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the question came in about the fire hall, but since then, we got the transmission too. No. In the
Oh,
rear.
is
Yeah, in the rear.
Okay, so our solicitor, world famous Mike Witherell says, I don't have to rescind anything. We're going to make a motion to trade the 2011 Crown Vic on, is it 2014?
11. Oh, yeah, the 14.
Crown Vic.
Second.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And that's it, thank you.
Thank you. Mike, do you have anything to say? All right, thank you. Our engineer was not able to be here with us tonight, so we will move on to the Borough Manager's report.
In the public safety fund, there's $48,823. The capital improvement account has $369,339. The electric system capital improvement account has $187,289. The local grant dirty camp fund has $68,120. The sewer capital improvement fund has $450,942. And the real estate tax collector collected $2,818 in January. Thank you.
Thanks, Annette. Chief?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Mr. Bruce Nell, thank you for the years working with you. It's been a pleasure, one of my bosses, and working hand in foot with you with ordinances throughout the community.
Thank you.
I also want to thank Officer Morency for his 18 years of service. We worked and did a lot of things together. And then Officer Doozy, I want to welcome you aboard.
Thank you.
That's it.
All right, thanks, Chief. All right, may I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make it.
I'll second.
All right, the motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you for coming.
The last picture, did you see it?